Okay, we looking good, y'all. Yeah. We looking good, y'all. All right. We looking pretty good. High def, high def. Change a couple wop. Changed a couple wops. Now we in that thing. Yeah. We tag my dog. We tag my dog. He better tag my dog. Prophecy. I'm on that thing, man. I'm telling you, it's time to me on me. What's up, y'all? Yeah. So, quick synopsis, y'all. The last couple weeks has been a little crazy. I've been going through hell with StreamYard, and they have been killing me on my audio, and I've been pissed. Like pissed. I've been going live and the audio been terrible. And some days I can't go live because the audio bad. Other days I can't. Man, it's terrible. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I've been going through hell. But I'm in this thing. So what I did, me being me, I look for some different software. I look for some different software. So the past week, I've been checking out different software. I went back to Restream, and I gotta be completely honest, I wasn't happy with the quality of the video. Even though Restream is cheaper, I just wasn't excited about the quality of the video. And I'm big on quality. So I did some more research. And after researching and researching and researching, I found something half decent. I did a trial the other day, and I was like, man, it's not so bad. The trial was okay. And what happens is we get caught up in names, and we don't really want to um test out new things, and we start seeing that um man, we scared, right? And this is totally new to me. This is my first time going live with the new software, but I committed to this software for a year. So it's going to be what it's going to be, barring something crazy, because they gave me a 7-day trial, and they was like, look, if you ain't completely happy, you can get your money back. And I was like, why not, man? Let me go in here and try this. So a lot of times I get decent amounts of streams, and then I repurpose the content, and I get a lot better reaction because people pay more attention to these small clips. But I've decided to do more live streams, more YouTubing. And I was like, look, man, I want to lock in with a certain aesthetic before I just start doing these live streams every single day. And I think I found it, y'all. So if y'all tapping in today, y'all give me a comment, show some love, and let's tap in for real, y'all. Let's tap in, let's talk. So what I did realize was um I was starting to do a lot of the stuff that I always tell people not to do. It was like crazy. And I was like, man, I'm gonna make a live about it. And basically what I wanted to talk about was we always have these thoughts of, how can we be better? How can we do better? And a lot of times we have these thoughts. A lot of times we read books, we watch podcasts, movies, whatever. And we go to a lot of people going to live events now, and they going to these events, and basically they going to events to get some motivation. And you go in there, you network a little bit maybe, but a lot of times you're going to get some motivation. If you leave that live event and you have 3 to 5 things that you can put right into action and you can implement it, and you can see some progress, then you feel like your $5,000, $10,000 was worth it. And I have been big on learning and learning and learning the past couple of years, but I have not been implementing a lot of the things that I've learned. And I'm like, nah, it's time, right? It's time. It's time to implement some things. So this morning I got up and I started to get myself together. And I was like, look, 2025 is definitely gonna be the year implementation, and I made that post, and it did all right. But I felt like people do not understand how important implementing things are. So you can do all of the research you want, right? All of the research, and you do this research and you find the cure, like whatever the cure is. And let's say you do some research and you realize you eating too much bread, and you're like, dang, I'm eating too much bread. That's why I'm feeling a certain way. I'm feeling heavy or whatever. I'm going through whatever. And you go and now that you know you're eating way too much bread, you continue to eat you some hamburgers and sandwiches and do things like that. And you don't even realize it, but you just did all that research for nothing, because the most important thing is implementation. If you are not implementing what you are supposed to be implementing, it's a complete waste of time. Uncle P, what were you talking about? You was gonna ask about what? Yeah, man, StreamYard went crazy, Uncle P. And it's crazy because um the way that StreamYard did us was so crazy because it went up ridiculously, right? It went up ridiculously. It didn't go up $5 and it's like something you can miss. And when you realize how crazy that was to us, like to double, they basically doubled up on us. You know what I'm saying? They basically just doubled up on us and they didn't care. They definitely doubled up on us. And I'm like, dog, how y'all just double up on us for no reason? Like literally for no reason. And with all of these new softwares out, that's why I made the particular video that I'm making now, right? Because we get so caught up in used to what we are doing, right? We got so used to um we get so used to whatever the software we're using. Yo, I'm sorry, this is my first time on here. And I'm just going through and I like the quality of the video. I didn't have any audio problems. Um, oh, I didn't even realize what happened. I'm like, man, it's too much. So I'm gonna finish this train of thought. So basically what happened was I go on StreamYard maybe a month or so ago, and I had like some fraud type of things with my cards. So I went and ordered new cards from the bank. And when I went to change the card, I seen the subscription. It's like $45. I'm like, no, it's like a $20 subscription. And I'm not a cheap old person. Like I feel like you pay for what you want. So I'm like, look, it's a reason I moved from Restream to StreamYard. So I wasn't really tripping about it. But um this this pay period was coming up, and I'm like, man, I got 7 days. Let me figure out something else. Let me see if it's some other options. And I ran across this the other day. Basically I looked into like I like looked up something on YouTube. This actually wasn't one of the things that I looked into. I looked up OBS and I was looking up like OBS tutorials. That's what it was. So I'm like, look, I got this OBS I downloaded a few months ago. Let me see how hard it is to actually work it, because they like OBS is not like beginner friendly. So I go to use OBS, and while I'm using it, I'm like, dang, let me see some other options, because it wasn't user friendly, but it wasn't like super hard. But I couldn't stream to multiple platforms. So I went and did some research. And I'm like, look, Restream, I can stream to multiple platforms. So I'm gonna use them together. And I tried that. And I'm like, listen, man, the Restream, the quality is just not quite what I'm looking for. So I found this. I found this, right? And I'm like, dog, this is literally like right in between OBS and StreamYard. Like it's like right in between as far as functionality. If you are decent with equipment and you don't mind, you know, learning a little extra and getting away from StreamYard, this is it, because it has more functionality than StreamYard. And I'm like, dog, it's crazy that I found something cheaper and it's half the price. It's literally half the price. It's cheaper than what StreamYard was before it went up. Oh, like it's called Emux. Emux is cheaper than StreamYard was before it went up recently. And I'm like, look, man, let me see what the reviews. And it was no bad reviews, and it's actually been around a few years. So I was like, look, man, I'm not about to get caught up in the brand name. I'm not even that type of person for real. Right? I'm not getting caught up in the brand name. And I want to do a bunch of live streaming. Like I want to start doing this like every day. Like literally like every day, every other day. I want to get on here and talk about something. So this is dope. I'm gonna try some different things in here. Like basically, I got some things, I got some things like loaded up, right? So what I wanted to talk about a little bit was some of this Trump stuff. So I got this loaded up. Here we go. Right. And you can go live right here. So basically, it's like a studio session, and I can go live, and you got the Trump video, right? So let me go over here and see how we looking with the video. Should be playing it. So I need to figure out how to make the volume go up, right? Because it's playing it, but I don't know how to quite. I ain't got everything figured out yet, y'all. But I'm telling y'all, it's dope. It's dope, right? So we got the settings good. Ooh. Let's turn the volume.
Joining us now, MSNBC legal correspondent Lisa Rubin. Also, NBC's Vaughn Hillier from West Palm Beach, Florida, and Mimi Rocha, I should say, district attorney for Westchester County in New York and former federal prosecutor. So, Lisa, what exactly do we know about how Judge Mehta-Chang reached his decision?
Well, it's a little crazy, but
that much about what factors went into this decision, in part because Judge Merchan left us only a one-page guide to his thinking. But I can tell you substantively.
Okay, y'all, let me stop there. I got to figure out how to do all that stuff, but I'm working on it. I'm just telling you, it's dope. It's dope. It's dope. So, I just wanted to. That was for Uncle P. Like, listen, Uncle P is dope. Once I figure out how to work everything, and I get in there and maneuver a little bit. This is my first time really using it. I did the free one the other day. I went on for like 5 minutes, but it's my first time really using it. So now that we got that out the way, I'm excited because I got away from StreamYard. I don't like anybody feeling like they got a stranglehold on me, y'all. And StreamYard thought they had me. I'm like, look, bro, I ain't soft. You know what I'm saying? You're not about to just do what you want to do to me and then think that I'm just, you know what I mean? I ain't no sucker. For real, man. I ain't no sucker. So I'm excited. Like, nah, you're not gonna play me like that, StreamYard. Anyway, so as I stated in the introduction, when you know the caption, I talk to a lot of people, and I talk to a lot of people about personal things, business things, and like in between, I like literally I talk too damn much. And that's what made me realize, like, bro, just go live and do your thing. Like, you don't have to overthink the lives, you don't have to over plan them out. Literally, you can get on here with a topic and kick your stuff. And if people know you're gonna get on here every day, people gonna tap in. So I am on here. I'm tapped in. If you on YouTube, y'all follow me on YouTube, Chosen One Jackpot, because some of these lives will not be on Facebook, will not be on Instagram. Some of these lives will not be anywhere but YouTube, right? Because I'm about to build this YouTube page up, and we gonna do live events once I figure out how to shut it up a little bit. Like we literally gonna lock in and go crazy, y'all. If you're not on my YouTube page, follow that YouTube page, y'all. So I'm gonna kick the game a little bit, and I'm gonna give y'all some games. So let's get into the topic. So I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were like, look, you know I need to do XYZ. I know this, I know that. And I was like, look, if you know you need to do it, why not do it? What you waiting on? What you waiting on? And I just text um one of my one of my one of my clients, one of my mentees, one of my friends. We done got kind of close over the last year or whatever. And I just text her. I was like, "You playing?" She like, "No, I'm not." You know what I'm saying? And since I've been on here, and I'm like, "No, like," and it's not just for you, it's for everybody. Like, we playing, we literally can sit down and talk to each other and say, "Look, I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that." And we will do that. Like, we will kick it, and we feel like we have the master plan, but we don't do the work. That's why I posted that 2025 was I was declaring 2025 a year of implementation. We are doing it. I wanted to go live. I'm going live. Whether 2 people lock on here, whether 1 person lock on, whether 8 people, I'm going live, and I'm gonna try to do it almost every day because I like talking my ish. Shout out to my dog, Petty Tupac. Y'all not following him on YouTube, follow him on YouTube. Shout out to Petty Tupac. Petty Tupac hit me up. He said, bro, I love what you're doing. X, Y, and Z. Boop, 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 boop. I say, no, I love what you're doing. But what I noticed was I don't talk my ish enough. I don't tell my stories. And people will be like, man, dog, you know, you've been through so much and you have an interesting perspective on everything, you know? And it's crazy because I've been through so much, and I've been through so much in the streets, so much in prison, so much where I came home and I'm like in school. I was talking to somebody today and they was like, look, my brother did some time. I'm like, yeah, me too. Like, people don't even get it. I done did time. I got so much, and my perspective is crazy because when you coach people, they feel like you are so much different than them. And I'm like, nah, I know what you're going through because I go through it. I go through it. I go through the same things you go through mentally, and you see me fight through it, so you don't realize that I had the same thoughts that you had this morning about, oh, dang man, you know, maybe you should slow down, maybe you should do this. And I'm like, nah, it's time to put your foot on the gas, right? I'm the same way you talk to yourself and hear yourself, I hear myself. But when I hear myself, I don't believe in letting any negative thoughts linger over any extended period of time. So when I hear myself and it's like, oh man, I ain't feeling this, right? Nah, I don't agree with that. Nah, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I immediately do something to change that thought pattern. And if you're not doing something to change that thought pattern and you going through your day or going through your week or your month with all these negative thoughts, then you are setting yourself up for failure, because if you can't say anything positive to yourself, I don't know how you expect anybody else to talk to you, right? How do you expect anybody else to motivate you if you can't motivate yourself? And if the people around you not doing it, then you need to get around some other people. It's just the way it is. So where you have producers that's like, look, man, I need to get the latest and the greatest in sounds and the latest and this and that. And it's like, dude, you're not even utilizing what you already have there. And that's what a lot of people not doing. A lot of people have resources that they not even utilizing. Right before I went live, I got off the phone with one of the guys that I've known about 20 years, and he's kind of watched me grow up. And I was with him in the state, I was with him in the feds, and he hit me up and he was like, "Look, bro, I need, you know, this going on, that going on," and he needed some credit repair. And I'm like, dang, you know, when people know you and they know that you're not a BS person, they don't mind coming in and, you know, and and utilizing you for something that you said you could do. They know you're not just throwing out anything. All you had is your character. But if your character is self-defeating, if your character is you know, you talk yourself out of things. I'm saying the things that you do become a habit. And if you make a habit out of these negative things, then you're always, always, always gonna be chasing your tail. Always chasing your tail. Right? You always chasing your tail. So until you realize that what you're doing is a direct reflection of how you talk to yourself, then you're constantly denying yourself growth. You constantly denying yourself growth, right? Um, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy. So while I was thinking about this, I'm like, dang man, what I'm gonna talk about tonight? And I'm like, look, man, tonight we're gonna talk about why we really not where we want to be. We really aren't where we want to be because we're not talking to ourselves the right way. We're not talking to ourselves the right way. That's it. It's nothing else, right? You hear people that's so cocky and confident, you're like, man, he cocky, he arrogant, he this and he that. And you need to be more of that. It's like you're watching somebody be great and you're listening to them and how they speak about themselves, and you are offended because you don't talk to yourself with the same enthusiasm as they talk to themselves, right? You are not talking to yourself with the same enthusiasm as they talk to themselves. And you think they're wrong. You think they're wrong. I watched the video on YouTube yesterday, and it had Wes Watson on there. And Wes Watson is this guy that you've seen the clips probably. It's a guy that did some time in jail. He came back and he was like he all roided up and stuff, and he all big. And he was on there, and he was on like a stage, and he like went off on one of the other guys because they were asking what success was, and Wes was like, success is money and having a bad broad and this and that and that. And dude was like a pastor or something, and he was like, success is being able to love your family and having a peaceful life and this and that. And Wes was like, man, F that. You a loser. Look at you, you fat. Like dog went crazy. And he was talking about slapping dude and everything. And I'm not that type of person, right? But I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, Wes has some points, but the other guy has some points too. The other guy has some points too, because that's happiness too, right? Who want to have all the money in the world and nobody to love, right? My kids love me. I tell my kids every day, you my everything, you my everything. And my fiance loves me, right? And it's literally like without that love, sometimes you don't even have the motivation, right? You need that. So money is not everything, and money comes and goes. I don't care how much money you have. Anything can happen and you could be without your money. You got to look at the situation that Diddy in right now, right? Money comes and goes. You cannot base your happiness off of just having money. Now you could have goals based on monetary things or whatever. You could say, look, I want to make $1 million, because you know that money is a tool that you can utilize to make you happy. But money itself should not be what you think success is, because you'll be disappointed. You'll be disappointed. So when I'm watching Wes Watson, he's tripping. Y'all got to see this clip, y'all. So Wes Watson up there tripping. Once I get this down pat in a few days and I know exactly how to share these YouTube videos, I'm going to do some practicing maybe tomorrow. It's the weekend. So I go through and do some practicing with these YouTube videos, and I can actually share these videos. I'm going to start sharing these videos and showing people what I'm talking about, because I do a lot. I'm on YouTube a lot, and that's why I want to start doing these lives, because I'm hip to a lot of stuff that's going on YouTube. Now, Wes was on here telling this man he was wrong for saying happiness is having a loving family and being loved and all. And Wes like, man, BS, man, you trash. Wes like, look, man, you got to have a bad one. You need to be in shape. You need to have this bread. And dude, like, I just want to love my family. Man, Wes told him, dog, you got titties. Like, listen, bro. He went crazy on dog on the stage. Dog trying to explain himself. Wes was like, man, I'll slap you. I'm like, dog, tripping. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't necessarily impressed with Wes, because I think he a sucker, right? You don't talk to everybody like that, right? I think you a sucker. I'm terrible. If people went to school with me or been in jail with me, I hate bullies. Like, with a passion. I hate bullies. So you on stage talking to a man that's peaceful, that's a pastor, you up here all big and, roided up, lifting weights, you feel like you about to run up on somebody. You got to run up on somebody that's going to run back up on you, right? I hate bullies. That's not impressive. It shows a low emotional intelligence. It shows a low IQ. It shows a really low confidence in yourself, because what you show is that your only confidence is actually having money. You are in the middle of a bunch of people calling you a scammer because they saying your coaching program is trash. All you're doing is cussing at people and doing a bunch of BS. And you on here cussing this man out for nothing, because the man said happiness to him is being around his family and doing things like that. Dog, tripping. Wes tripping. But it made me think, man, everybody have a different view of success and everybody have a different view of happiness. But in reality, getting to success or getting to happiness is a lot of times the same road for us, right? And I don't mean you make the same things happen or you have the same actions, but being successful means that you may have to get rid of some bad habits. You may have to pick up some good habits. Being successful means you may have to get rid of some bad people around you, and you may have to get around some better people. Being successful means you have to lock into something and be selfish, because people will pull you in every single direction. And with these people pulling you in every single direction, you could lose focus and never reach the goals that are actually pretty attainable for you if you just lock in. You got to lock in. You have to be willing to do something by any means necessary, as long as it's legal and ethical. But you need to understand that you have to do that. This is my plan. I have to do this. If I fail, nobody is going to feel it but me. And my failure may mean I never succeed at anything else because my confidence is so low. We go through so much that we don't even realize how bad we talk to ourselves after not succeeding in something. Your confidence drops. Repeated failure means your confidence is going to drop even lower. If you consistently fail at something, if you consistently fail at something, let me make this clear. If you consistently fail at something and you are in the right mindset, then you are going to use that to do better. But if you consistently fail at something and you are not in the right mindset, then you're going to take those losses and let them pile up, and you're going to start to down yourself and never be able to win. That's the difference. The people you're watching win in your face. They're turned up. They're all everywhere you see them. They're so successful. Some of them billionaires, some of them millionaires, some of them decamillionaires, whatever. These people that you're watching have failed so many times. The only difference is that they always got back up and tried again. The only difference is they made the proper adjustments. They made the proper adjustments. And at the beginning of this live stream, I came on here and I was just talking about how I'm changing equipment and how I've changed equipment. And that's the same concept. I was going through hell with StreamYard and I felt like you guys are charging me double. And since you started charging me double, I've been having hell from volume to it being saved. Right? It was just like a bunch of BS. And I'm like, dog, I have to find a different option. And I went looking, and it literally took me about 5 days to actually make a decision. Like I said, I didn't see this one initially. I seen this maybe a day or two ago, and I went live and I was like, this is cool. Just look a little better than Restream. And it had a lot more intuitiveness, some different things that I could change. And I was like, look, let's do some more research. I got up today, did some more research. Let's lock in. Let's lock in with eMux. Let's give them a shot. So we doing eMux all year, but I wanted to make sure that people understood where I was coming from when I talk about making the adjustments. That is the reason why you're failing. You do not have the mindset to make the adjustments. You are literally taking these L's and not making adjustments. You are literally taking these L's and you are not confident in your next move because of the L's you made yesterday, the day before, last year, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. You made a move that did not work out, and you feel so bad about it that you cannot make another move with confidence. And not having confidence means you're half-stepping. You are half-stepping. You are walking into something thinking that it's not going to work. So it is not going to work. It's not going to work. I don't care what happens. I make adjustments and I attack with the same ferocity or even more, because I am more confident in my ability now to do something than I was when I tried it the first time and bumped my head. I'm more confident now because I've learned from the failure. Stop letting failures derail you. Stop letting failures make you so anxious and so you're in such denial that you don't put forth a full effort. Failure should not do that to you. Failure should motivate you. You take the L, you keep it moving. People compliment me all the time on my ability to overcome situations, right? And I don't persevere because I'm smart. Like, people think, oh, you're so smart. I don't persevere because I'm smart. I persevere because I understand it's a lesson. I'm not afraid of learning the lesson. I'm not afraid of it. Sometimes we have to go through this to learn the lesson, right? And sometimes that lesson can cost you. It could cost you time. It could cost you money. It may cost you a little bit of your reputation. I went through hell last tax season dealing with somebody, but at the end of the tax season, I made me some money, more than I thought I was going to make. I had clients that's going to come back next year. I was so confident in my ability to do it that I was able to say, look, y'all, I want to start my own tax team. I want to train some people because I did my thing, right? And when people come into anything that I'm doing, whether it's credit repair, whether it's business consulting, whether it's taxes, whatever, people are going to understand that it's a mindset. Building your credit is a mindset. Building your business is a mindset. Saving money is a mindset. Everything is a mindset. You have to focus on the mindset. If you are not doing what you need to do and not getting where you're supposed to be, then it's all mindset. What are you telling yourself? How are you talking to yourself? Is it motivational? Is it inspirational? Or are you talking down to yourself, man? You're not going to do that. You tried it last year. It didn't work. What makes you think it's going to work this year? Right? So this is the type of thing that you tell yourself, and then you go out and do something half-heartedly. And you wonder why you don't get the results that you were looking for, because you wasn't focused on actually doing that something. You were doing it to say you were doing it. You were doing it for the gram. You were doing it for Facebook. You were doing it for YouTube, doing it for TikTok, but you were not doing it with the mindset of actually succeeding at doing it. You were doing it to look busy. You were doing it to look successful. You were doing it to look rich. You were doing it to look happy, but you were not doing it to actually get it done the right way. And you were not doing it to actually reach your goal, because sometimes the things that you have to do are not the things that you're going to do on social media to actually be successful. I can do so many things with 2 hours worth of time. I can. I got some things I could do now. Like, I'm actually learning the tax laws of this year, different stuff, and my new software. So I can literally log off of here and go do something productive. I have a couple certifications I want to get in high level. I can literally log off of here and go focus on that. I can do that. And I'll still be productive. I've been busting my butt all day. If I wanted to relax, I could relax in confidence. I made some money today. I signed up a new high-level client, a build out and snapshot. I'm about to sign up a credit repair client that I just, like I mentioned earlier, got off the phone with them, and I've made some money. I've literally made money today. If I wanted to relax and watch a fight or watch a basketball game or a football game or whatever, I earned that right. I handle my business enough to be able to relax. So I don't kick myself in the butt about that. But if you are waking up in the morning and you log on to social media to keep tabs on everybody else, or you feel like you don't want to miss something, you got a fear of missing out of something, right? And you log on to these social media sites just to keep tabs on people, and you do not do what you're supposed to do with your time. You are not doing what you're supposed to do to be successful. You are not doing what you're supposed to do to reach your goals. Then what are you doing it for? And you got to talk to yourself realistically, and you got to tell yourself the truth. You have to tell yourself the truth, because you can lie to yourself for only so long. You don't want it bad enough. You don't have the confidence to actually go do it. You don't really care about it as much as you claim you do. You just don't want to look like you gave up to the people on the outside who you feel like they think you want it. You don't want to look like you gave up to your children. You don't want to look like you gave up to your parents. You don't want to look like you gave up to your spouse. You don't want to look like you gave up to the public and social media and whatever else. But in reality, you gave up a long time ago. You gave up a long time ago because you sat down, you knew what you had to do, you knew what was needed, you knew who you needed to call, you knew why you needed to call them, you knew how much money you needed to ask them to do whatever you needed them to do, or you knew whatever you could barter with, and you still didn't make that call. You still didn't do what you're supposed to do. You still haven't applied to get back in school. You still haven't done what you were supposed to do. It is your fault. It is your fault. And the same way you do one thing is the same way you do everything else. People were asking me like, bro, are you going back to get your doctorates? Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I go get my doctorate? Why wouldn't I? I have never left something undone. Never. Why wouldn't I? I'm going to continue. Why wouldn't I? I said I need to build my business up. And I'm going to go back. I don't care if it's 2 years from now, 3 years from now. I'm not ever halfway in something. Why not go get the doctor's degree? I graduated at the top of my class for my associates, for my bachelor's, for my master's. I'm not no dummy. Why wouldn't I go get it? Let's go get it, right? Let's go get it. When people talk to me, I'm not telling them nothing to, hey, man, here's a pat on the back. I'm not telling nobody that, man. I'm not doing that. If you talk to me and you want some motivation, you're going to get some motivation, but you're also going to get, hey, you playing. That's what you're going to get, you playing. Because I told you this 6 weeks ago. You playing. Because we had this same conversation last year and a year before that and a year before that. You playing. If people are not willing to tell you you on BS, then you need to get around some other people that's going to hold you accountable because you need it. You need it like the desert need rain. You need accountability. People are like, why are they paying $100,000 for a coach? For accountability. For accountability. You paying for a coach for accountability. You paying for somebody to talk to you once a week to keep tabs on you because you can't do it yourself, and that is okay. You may pay a coach for some information, something you don't know, but information is readily available on YouTube and a lot of other places. Information is in books for $25. Information is all over the place. So you can't pay somebody $50,000, $100,000, $500,000 just for information. You can find that information. What you need is implementation. And sometimes implementing that means that you need somebody to hold you accountable because you playing games. You playing games. I had a guy reach out to me about a month ago, and the guy was opening up a restaurant in Delhi, and he reached out and he found me on Google. We had great conversations. Everything was good. He said, look, man, I've been trying to do this for maybe 2 years, and it's been a year where it should have been done already. But X, Y, listen, man, don't worry about it. I got on the phone with him. I shot him a proposal. Man, we had an understanding. By the time he seen how much it was going to cost him, he decided he didn't want it bad enough. I didn't feel bad for him. I didn't try to lower my prices. I'm not lowering my prices. If you want it bad enough, then you're going to come get it. What I'm not going to do is do something that I feel like is unfair to anybody. So if I quoted you a price in a proposal, it was a good price. You're not going to talk me down from that price. Now, what you can do is you can say, hey, JP, maybe I don't need X, Y, and Z, and maybe you should give me another proposal. But if I gave you a proposal, it was probably what I figured you needed, and you should probably just pay what I asked for in the proposal. But what I'm not going to do is send you another proposal that's lower, or I'm not going to chase you around. Anybody who's done business with me, I'm only chasing you around if you owe me. I'm never chasing you around to do business. If you don't want to do business, keep it moving. Keep it moving. If I sent you a proposal, it was fair. It was what I felt like you needed. It was fair, and it was feasible. It was feasible, meaning whatever you needed to do on your end, it could get done. Whatever I asked you to pay should have been paid. Should have been paid. Now I'm going to look up in 6 months and his restaurant probably still won't be open. I'm going to look up a year and it may not be open because you don't really want people to hold you accountable. You want to be able to talk to yourself bad as you could talk to yourself and nobody say you tripping. That's your problem. You don't want to be held accountable. You don't want somebody to say, hey, you're asleep at 9 o'clock in the morning and you've been in your bed for 12 hours. Get up. get to the money. You don't want nobody to tell you that. You don't want nobody to tell you, hey, you should have went and bought a new purse when you should have invested in a new website. People don't want people to tell them that. Hey, you shouldn't have went out and got another car note when they're about to take your building. Who are you stunting for? Who are you stunting for? You don't want somebody to tell you that. You don't want somebody to tell you that. But this is real life. This is real life. If you want something bad enough, then you find somebody that's going to help you get it. If they charge you something, you pay it. If you don't want it bad enough, you don't pay it. If you can't afford it, then maybe you work out a payment plan. If that's not even in your grasp, then you find somebody that can give you the same type of service for cheaper. But whatever it is, you don't say, hey, I need it, but I don't care about it. I'm going to still look like I want to own my own business. I'm going to still look like I want to be an entrepreneur because it feels good, because of people looking at me and say, hey, you got your little business. You got this. Like, bro, I don't want to have a little business. I want to have a big business. Who opens a business and says, I only want to make 100 grand? Man, I did it. I did 100 grand last year. I bust my butt for it. I want to do 250 next year, and I want to be able to relax a little bit. I want to be able to relax a little bit. I want to be able to vacation with my family. My family has been to a few places this year, but we haven't even been able to go together. Everybody getting to it. Everybody getting to it. My lady is going to Florida in about a week. When she come back after 5 days, I'm going to go because I got something on the floor. We handling business. I'm going to Vegas because I got an opportunity there. But we handling business, right? I wasn't able to take my kids to Disney World. I had so much going on in my business. I really couldn't afford it. I really couldn't afford it. I made some sacrifices and got my together, right? I got my stuff together, and it's going to pay off next year because I understood that it takes sacrificing. When you want something, you make the sacrifices. You guys are telling people you don't want to pay them for a logo, but you at the shoe store every Saturday trying to get the latest Jordans, and you think that's feasible. And you want somebody to believe that you want to be successful. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. I'm not mad at you. I just want you to realize that you're lying to yourself. You lying to everybody else. You don't want it bad enough. And you gotta admit that so you can go deal with that. If you need an accountability coach, you need to get that so you can deal with that. If your confidence is in the mud for whatever reason, you need to deal with that. If your self-talk is negative, you need to deal with that. If the people around you are not motivating you, you need to deal with that. Nobody else is going to deal with it but you, because nobody else cares about you like you should care about you. So if you have a business and your business is not where it's supposed to be, you probably know what you need, or you have some type of idea of what you need, and you are not doing it. You are not doing it. You are doing something else to look busy or to feel like you are doing something productive, but you are not doing what you're supposed to do to expand your business, to expand your horizons, and to make sure that you are happy and successful. I'm not going to preach to y'all all night. It's been about 45 minutes. I want to thank y'all for tapping in. If you are not following me, follow me on all social media at Chosen One Jackpot. If you are not in my group, then join my group, High Level Business Builder Basics. Join that group on Facebook, and you can get more information from me. If you are not using the Business Builder or High Level, then you need to start using that. We're going to do some more lives on my other channel about High Level. Y'all follow that channel. That's Real Life Business Solutions. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Thank y'all for tuning in.